With the Gwaii Haanas Pole, they wanted to celebrate the anniversary of the creation of Gwaii Haanas and the agreement between Canada and the Haida Nation. For myself, I also wanted to really pay respects to the Haidas who stood on the line at Gwaii to stop the logging. Out of that and a lot of hard work and negotiations, there was the agreement. So, when I was thinking about how to carve the pole and what to put on it, that was sort of at the forefront. For our people, that's a real pivotal point and a real turning point as far as, asserting our authority over the land. For our people, the ocean is as big a part of the landscape, so to say, as the land is. If you look at most of our stories, they refer to the oceans. There's the killer whale people and most of our crests, a lot of them anyway, come from the ocean. The elders, all the ones that we've worked with for language or for stories and stuff, they all grew up fishing, right? Since 10 years old, they're out on their own, rowing and fishing. And so all their life stories come from the ocean. But also in the rivers and on the beaches picking seaweed and the rivers fishing salmon. There's not really a line, right? Like the intertidal zone comes back and forth, and that's where the seaweed is, and the tide pools, and then you go up into the forest, and that's where you're fishing for salmon, but those salmon all come from the ocean, obviously, and they're nourishing the forest. There's not really a true separation of where, ocean ends and forest begins. There's a huge amount of artists on the island at all sort of different stages and different levels of their career, but a lot of people making at least some of their income out of the year from art, carving or weaving or whatever it be. On sort of the everyday use, if you go to a feast, everyone will have their vests or their blankets showing the crests, and at graduation the students will get a name and a blanket, and it's sort of a rite of passage. We recognize what crests we are, and my daughter, when she was about 2, and she was trying to figure out who someone was, and an older kid, and she said, who's that girl? And I was trying to think of it, and she's like, she has a shark on her blanket. I think she's Jaalen, so she recognized one of the crests to the clan, right? And we were able to figure out who she was talking about, and I thought that was pretty neat for a young girl to figure out. Beyond that, the sort of international recognition of Haida art has helped us in ways politically and stuff, because people know who we are, right? So if the Haida take a stand and, someone in Ottawa or someone in Europe, has a framed Robert Davidson print on their wall, they'll know, and they'll just make that much more of a connection. And I think our political leaders have been able to use that recognition to further our cause. And, again, just a small part of it, but I think the art helps to push that.